people who do this work and who have been doing it in extraordinarily dangerous circumstances during the seemingly interminable conflict in Afghanistan. I'm right behind that. Frankly, it's the least an actor like me with no military experience can do. And let's face it, it's not really a hardship. I've been around a while. I know how these televised award ceremonies go. They're not my favourite things in the world, as will become clear a little later in our story. They're certainly not my favourite thing in the world when it's me who's up for an award. But this is different. This is doing the handing over. Step out on stage, bit of a smile, bit of a wave, quick kiss for Carol Vorderman, say your piece, hand over the silverware, step back out of the way, a doddle. My agent Meg says, no, ITV want to do it as a pre-film thing and insert it into the live show. Oh, I say, well, that's fine too, obviously. Maybe better, actually. Where do I have to go? Afghanistan. Afghanistan? Afghanistan. Picture me, if you will, pausing a moment to digest this tiny detail. What, you mean the actual Afghanistan? Yes, that's right. Another pause. The Afghanistan that's in Afghanistan. Exactly. Now, I hope you'll understand me when I say this put a slightly different coat of paint on things. Jumping onto the stage under the chandeliers at the Grosvenor Hotel, or, as maybe, driving over to some suitable external location one afternoon for a spot of light filming, that was one thing. Flying into an actual war zone, on the other hand, well, that was definitely another thing. Another very different thing. The problem was there wasn't exactly room for negotiation here, was there? Either I was in or I was out. I could hardly say, all right, I'll hand over the award to those unutterably brave counter-IED task force people in honour of their selfless duty on behalf of the country. But they'll have to come to me. Oh, that wouldn't have seemed altogether in the spirit of it somehow. Anyway, setting all that aside and reflecting on it for a moment, there were plenty of positives in this Afghanistan offer, weren't there? Well, one or two positives. It would mean, for one thing, that I could tick Afghanistan off my list of places visited. Work, by this point, had taken me to many far-flung and exotic places, but never taken me there. Australia, yes. Singapore, yes again. The Pier Theatre at Bournemouth, yeah, indeed. Afghanistan, no. And it wasn't somewhere that had come up all that much when we were planning family holidays, either. Because mostly we like to go to Florida. So purely from the point of view of new travel experiences, this trip to a dangerously violent desert state with a long history as a centre for irresolvable conflicts would have to go down as an opportunity. Be honest. How often in the general run of things, as a civilian, do you get the chance to fly into a war zone? And I'm not counting Aylesbury and the rush hour here. Although, don't get me wrong, I know how rough that can get. Accordingly, I would certainly come back from this little adventure with a tale to tell, assuming I came back. In any case, we were only going to be there for one night. How bad actually could it be? It was only a war zone. So I pledged myself to the cause and tried not to think too hard about it in the meantime, which proved quite difficult as it happened. It proved especially difficult when, a week or so before setting off, I had to attend a briefing regarding the trip with the Ministry of Defence. There was me and the members of the production team that would also be flying out, the cameraman, the soundman, and a couple of others. The talk, we were told, was to give us the key information we would need before departure on our journey.